Look closely at the dead channels of the midnight mangroves, a shifting, pitch-black swamp where the water is heavily choked with toxic sulfur, lethal salt loads, and zero oxygen. This is a biological dead end. Any ordinary plant dropped into this black water would have its roots completely melted within hours. But to dominate this liquid wasteland, a highly classified network of primitive mangrove flora did the unthinkable. They learned to drink the poison and convert it into a heavy chemical vacuum cleaner. Today, our modern bodies are facing an internal environmental apocalypse. Microplastics in our blood, heavy industrial metals locking up our livers, and toxic chemical residues shutting down our kidneys. The solution isn't in a sterile medical lab. It was engineered in the mud of the Blackwater swamps. Today, we are opening the sealed excavation files of the midnight mangroves to uncover the 7 forbidden fluid locks of absolute internal purification. Let's breach the protocol. The collapse of modern human energy doesn't start in your muscles. It happens deep inside your cellular power plants, the mitochondria, which get choked by modern toxic diets and blue light stress. To force an immediate biological reboot, we extract the core alchemical weapon of this terrain, Baltic amber tears, specifically its high-density succinic acid. When this fossilized resin fluid enters your system, it completely bypasses the ordinary, sluggish metabolic pathways. It travels straight to your cellular matrix, acting like a high-voltage spark plug that forces your mitochondria to generate clean, rapid ADP energy. It eliminates systemic fatigue at the cellular root, giving your body a surge of pure, prehistoric endurance within hours. Once your cellular energy is online, the next crisis is the nonstop, hyper-firing loop of modern anxiety that keeps your brain in a state of permanent survival panic. To ground this mental chaos, ancient northern nomads harvested wild bog myrtle from the dampest, most isolated swamps of the sunless forest. The volatile oils locked within this primitive shrub contain a dense concentration of specialized terpenes. The moment this chemistry hits your central nervous system, it acts like a cooling, protective blanket for your neurons. It safely downregulates the chaotic electrical crosstalk in your head, dropping your stress hormones and instantly switching your brain from panic into a state of cold, calculated focus. But inside this dark ecosystem, plants also had to fight aggressive cellular mutations caused by the complete lack of sunlight. Deep in the blackest corners of the forest floor crawls the Marsh cinnamon fern. To defend its genetic structure against decay, this prehistoric fern synthesizes a heavy load of unique polyphenolic resins. When a human consumes this active fluid, it operates as a high-speed DNA repair engine. It actively searches for free radical damage and microscopic tissue mutations caused by industrial processing chemicals, putting an emergency brake on cellular decay and lowering your body's internal inflammatory clock. As we descend deeper into the timeline of systemic recovery, we encounter the heavy, purple-flowered heather shrub, whose rugged roots extract dense minerals directly from the frozen, acidic soil. The resinous sap of this plant is packed with an ultra-high density of ursolic acid. Inside the human circulatory tract, this sap acts like a precision chemical razor. It targets the chronic, oxidized cholesterol and hard calcium crystallization that builds up along your artery walls from years of seed oil consumption. It liquefies and sweeps out the dangerous vascular plaque, expanding your microcirculation and delivering a massive surge of fresh oxygen. The mental burnout and short-term memory decay that modern scrolling infuses into your head is a direct result of depleted neurotransmitters. To dissolve this neural stagnation, we uncover the hidden fluid of the sweet Gale. This sunless forest plant contains unique bioflavonoids that actively inhibit the enzymes responsible for breaking down acetylcholine, the master chemical of human memory and learning. By keeping acetylcholine levels hyperelevated, sweet Gale fluid completely dissolves heavy digital brain fog within 5 minutes, anchoring your mind into a state of hyperfocus and razor-sharp mental processing speed. Modern science has recently proven the reality of the gut-brain axis, that your mental mood is manufactured in your digestive tract. Thriving in the deep mud of the Baltic valleys is the rare spotted orchid tuber. To fight off aggressive underground fungi, this root concentrates a massive survival load of specialized mucilaginous polysaccharides. When introduced into the human gut, It acts as an intense prebiotic filter. It selectively flushes out toxic gut bacteria and yeast overgrowth, opening up the chemical communication lines to your brain and allowing your system to naturally flood your body with serotonin, wiping out low moods at the direct source. Finally, anchoring itself to the freezing bark of ancient trees is the resilient wild Iceland moss. Facing constant exposure to brutal Arctic winds and damp pollution, this moss has engineered a ruthless antimicrobial shield rich in lichen. When consumed as a concentrated infusion, it acts like a physical vacuum cleaner inside your respiratory tracts. It coats your lungs' alveolar membranes with a protective layer, breaking down the stubborn industrial tar and environmental smoke trapped in your chest, allowing your lungs to draw in deep, maximum capacity oxygen with every single breath. The adaptogens of the amber abyss did not wait for a perfect, sunlit paradise to grow. They chose the absolute dark, the freezing dampness, and the sub-zero pressure, and they turned it into an unkillable architecture for survival. You can continue to trust the soft, synthetic illusions of modern pharmaceutical companies that keep your body weak and dependent, or you can choose to introduce the prehistoric, fossilized chemistry of the sunless forests into your veins. The file is closed. The chemistry is real. Reclaim your frame. Smash that like button if you're ready to reboot the network. Drop a comment below. Are your cells running on modern synthetic waste? Or are you ready for the Baltic reset? Subscribe to Ancient Vitality, and I'll see you in the next investigation.